In the shadow of Japan's snow-capped mountains and ancient forests, where rugged peaks meet whispering rivers, people have lived in harmony with nature for centuries. They believe that everything has a soul. To the samurai, the katana is no mere sword. It is their very spirit, forged in fire, a symbol of honor, courage, and unbreakable will. Crafted from river sand, charcoal ash, and sacred spring water, each katana is shaped by artisans whose every hammer strike tempers not just steel, but their own resolve. This is no ordinary blade. It is a testament to a culture that weaves body, soul, and nature into one. But what makes the sword revered, even in a world that has left samurai behind? Let us journey to uncover the soul of the katana. There was a time when it seemed the katana would vanish forever. In 1876, when the Meiji government banned the public carrying of swords, the era of the samurai officially ended. The blades that once symbolized honor and dignity became mere echoes of a glorious past. Ancient forges that had burned for centuries fell silent. Families of swordsmiths faced starvation, their sacred craft deemed obsolete in a modernizing Japan. Many artisans, including masters, were forced to forge kitchen knives or farming tools to survive. It seemed the soul of the katana would fade into oblivion. But fate, it seems, was not ready to close the chapter. In those dark times, a few artisans refused to let go. They endured hunger and scraped by, continuing to forge swords, not for profit, but for something deeper, to keep the flame of tradition alive, to preserve the soul of the katana. I couldn't help but wonder, what makes this sword so extraordinary that even in its darkest hour, it inspires such unwavering loyalty? To find the answer, I turned to the origins of the katana itself. To uncover the katana soul, I began at its origin, where the journey starts not with steel, but with spirit. Before the Tatara furnace is lit, a Shinto priest performs a sacred ceremony, chanting prayers to seek blessings from the heavens and ancestors. This ritual sets the tone, a humble reminder that in a world driven by machines, values like reverence and harmony remain eternal. From this sacred beginning, the artisan take over, igniting the Tatara for its rare, once-a-year burn. For a grueling day and night, they feed charcoal with precise rhythm, layering iron sand in a dance of instinct and tradition. No thermometers or sensors guide them. Only the fire's glow, the charcoal's crackle, and wisdom passed down through generations. Each step demands perfection. The sand's moisture must be just right, for if too dry, it scatters. If too wet, the furnace risks collapse. A single misstep could unravel their efforts. Through this relentless toil, a rough block of steel emerges, raw, unformed, yet alive with the essence of earth, fire, and human will. To me, the Tatara is more than a furnace. It's a sacred forge where nature and spirit unite, giving the katana its first breath of life. From here, the steel begins its transformation into a play of legend. Once the steel is handed to the swordsmiths, it is heated in the forge again and hammered thin into tamahagane. The smith breaks the tamahagane with a hammer, wraps it in Japanese paper, sprinkles it with muddy water and straw ash, then places its back into the fire. I view this process as more of a ritual than a metallurgical one. When the tamahagane is ready, the forging begins. In the past, forging was a symphony. One person set the rhythm with a small hammer, while three others swung large hammers in time, a metallic resonance like the drums of heaven and earth. Today, much of this is done with power hammers, but I don't think that diminishes the value. As long as the smith maintains the connection to the rhythm and stays focused, the hum of the machine is just another form of continuing tradition. Once the steel is flattened, the smith begins folding it, not once but 10, sometimes dozens of times. I used to wonder, why go through the trouble of folding only to return it to its original shape? Then I realized it's not about changing the form, but transforming the essence. Folding the steel is how the smith restructures it from within, as if teaching the steel how to endure. When the steel has matured, it is time to shape it. Remarkably, there are no blueprints, no rulers. The artisan envisioned the sword's form in their mind, and with just a single hammer, they began to stretch the steel. I believe that in that moment, the steel still doesn't know what it will become. Only the artisan knows, and they are making the sword. They are drawing it out from the raw metal. As if the katana's form was always hidden within, waiting to be revealed. At this point, the metal has taken on shape, length, and purpose, but something is still missing, the essence that makes the katana a katana. At this stage, the katana enters its most sacred phase, quenching in the creation of the Hamon pattern, where its soul is truly infused. The artisan coats the sword with clay, thick along the spine, thin along the edge. Then is heated and plunged into cold water. The different cooling rays make the edge hard and sharp, while the spine remains soft and resilient. This process also gives the katana its signature gentle backward curve. The katana's form emerges from this very contradiction: soft yet hard, durable yet sharp, flexible yet resolute. I see a parallel here to how human character is forged, shaped by contradictions, by the tension between what we desire and what life demands we become. When the clay is wiped away, a pattern emerges on the clay's surface. The Japanese call it the Hamon. Some Hamon patterns are so intricate they resemble a small dragon, leaving even international experts in awe. After quenching, the blade is not yet sharp. It is rough and rugged, requiring one final step: polishing. Polishing a katana is a process that stretches over months. It begins with coarse stones to shave away excess material, then progresses to finer stones to reveal the hidden sharpness within. I believe this process isn't about making the sword sharper, it's about uncovering what was already there. It's much like human nature. We don't need to add anything. We only need to strip away the dust of time, the ugliness that life struggles have layered upon us. Then the best version of ourselves emerges, echoing the Taoist philosophy of returning to the original truth, reverting to our innate, purest essence. When the polishing is complete, the katana is no longer just an object. It becomes a mirror, reflecting both the one who crafted it and the one who will wield it. To understand this deeper, let's turn to the story of two legendary swords. The legend of the two swords, when the soul of the blade reveals itself. In ancient Japan, the ambitious swordsmith Muramasa challenged his master, the wise Masamune, to forge the final blade. Muramasa crafted Uchi Yosama, 10,000 cold nights, while Masamune created yawarakaite, tender hands. To test their work, they suspended each sword over a flowing stream, its edge poised to meet whatever the water carried. The crowd held their breath as Uchi-Yosama sliced through all that touched. Leaves, fish, even the breeze seemed severed. Muramasa smirked, certain of victory. Then Masamune lowered yawarakaite. Leaves drifted past uncut. Fish swam by unharmed. The wind whispered softly over the blade. Muramasa scoffed, mocking his master's dull sword. At first glance, it's easy to think Muramasa's sword was superior. Sharpness is the ultimate measure, isn't it? But the monk, watching in silence, spoke, Uchi-Yosama is sharp but cruel, cutting without care. Yawarakaite, with its restraint, spares the innocent. It is a final blade. Those words haunt me, because the sword, no matter how sharp, doesn't choose what it cuts. It reflects the hand that wields it, the heart that guides it. This is why they say, to see the sword is to see the person. The blade embodies its owner's nature. And so, I find the answer to why the katana inspires such enduring devotion, even when its era seems lost. It's not just steel, but a living testament to resilience and honor, forged by artisans who defy oblivion to preserve its soul. Each blade carries their spirit, a timeless flame that speaks to those who value tradition and the courage to wield it wisely.